Anything special?
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom. Appreciate the support. 33, man. 33 years of prison stories. We out here, we rolling. Happy holidays to everybody, man. Everybody out there, man. I hope you have a safe, prosperous, laugh-filled holiday, man. You know, enjoy your family, enjoy the good food, enjoy the camaraderie, enjoy the company, man. Peace and love to everybody out there on these holidays. Man, I appreciate all the love I received from the video, man, when I got, you know, titled I Got Robbed By, you know. And I told y'all in that video that, you know, I had personal experiences with this situation with these COs and whatnot. And, you know, due to the comments, because I read the comments, you know, I wanted to address that and talk about that briefly. This type of scenario right here, I didn't even know y'all was that interested in it, but this stuff is common practice, man. This stuff happens all the time. It's regular to dudes that's locked up, that's in prison. We already know what the count is. We know how it go down. But, yeah, these COs, man, they got total control over you, man. They got total power. And once they acknowledge that they got that power, then the greed comes out. And they take advantage of that, man. Anyway, by any means necessary, man. And you got a lot of them in there that's super greedy. You know what I'm saying? And they want more than they deserve. And they'll go through extremes to try to get it. So, yeah, I've experienced a little bit of that, man. I've had a couple of experiences with those type of situations. I have actually spoke on those situations in previous videos. I just didn't speak in it in depth because of whatever the video was about. That wasn't the main topic, but I definitely have spoke about it. And the one scenario that I spoke about, which was probably the first time that this occurred to me, you know, or happened to me, was I remember I was on this institution when I spoke about it. I'm gonna leave a little certain details out, just, you know, to protect the not so innocent. But yeah, when I was on this camp and I had got moved in this block, and I ran into this cat that was on the block, and I knew the cat. I went to school with the dude, you know, and by the time I got there, he was already heavily in the mix, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing as far as like getting money. He bringing in, you know, weed, he bringing in this, that, and the third, food, you know, personal clothes, and he getting money, you know what I'm saying. So when I show up on the scene, and I went to high school, 1 year high school with this cat. So when I show up on the scene, he remember me, you know, and he, you know, started dropping it, you know, kicking it with me and whatnot. And he was all ecstatic to see me. And I couldn't even remember him until he said his name. His face did look familiar. But when he said his name, I was like, oh, yeah, I went to school with, because he had a twin, right? So I went to school with you, yeah, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? So we chop it up, and he was like, yeah, man, this is my block right here, man, da-da-da-da. I got you, man, whatever you need, let me know, you know what I'm saying? You know, we homies and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I remember when him leaving the cell saying that. I remember my cellie, you know, had been in the block before me, and I moved in there with him. I remember my cellie telling me like, oh, that's the man right there. I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, man, he be bringing that stuff in. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, he be bringing that stuff in. So already that let me know that not only was he, you know, doing dirt, but he was known. So when you known, and everybody that ain't even the people that you doing it with, when they know, then you already on the clock. You know what I'm saying? You on the timer to get towed off. You're going to get caught because too many people know. when everybody know what you got going on, man, you already in decline. You already getting ready to be, you know what I'm saying, caught, crossed up, tricked up and everything else. Because like I always told y'all, loose lips sink ships. If you are not on a need to know basis, no one needs to know what you're doing, especially if you are doing something that is illegal. You're doing something that don't supposed to be done. Why would so many people know? That means you already moving reckless. So I knew that off the rip, just from by the time I've been locked up now. This is the type of thinking that I already possess. So I already knew that. So then I remember he came back to work the next day, and he was hollering at me. Now I got this back information. I know what he talking about. I know what he talking about. If I need it, I know exactly what he talking about. So, when we get to chopping it up the next day, he straight out, flat out asked me, man. He was like, man, yeah, man, you smoke weed? I was like, nah, I don't smoke, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, okay. He said, but man, yeah, I got you, man, whatever you need. Well, I said, yeah, well, I mean, I don't smoke weed, but, I like money, weed get money. And he was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I got you. Yeah, I got you, man. Look, I'm going to bring you some, blah, 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 da, da, da. So we go through all of that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So boom, he turn around, he bring me some. He bring me some weed, you know what I'm saying? So I take the weed, I flip it, I get money, woo. Now, I'm in full swing now. I'm all up in the mix now. Because once you start doing that, everybody know what you're doing. Everybody know what's going on. So now I got that. I got him. I feel like, boom, I'm good because I know him and he know me. It's not just I just met him. This is some, we got a little history, you know what I'm saying? And as I started to move around and move about, I started hearing his name more and more. I heard he doing this for this person. He doing that for that person. Woo. So now, not to be a hater, but I'm in a car. I'm in this car now. So I got to be, I got to state my opinion because I'm in the car. So that means if I'm in the car with a reckless driver, then I'm in threat to be hurt. I'm in threat to crash and burn with them. Either I need to get out the car or either I need to try to correct the driver. So I let him know. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I mean, look, man, because he came to me with the proposition. So I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I mean, look, and I don't want to get in other people's business because I know somebody else's business ain't your business, especially in the penitentiary. So I'm like, look, man, am I the only one that you doing this for, you rocking with, when I'm already knowing the answer? So he was like, oh, yeah, for the most part, man, I was doing this for such, but I'm going to get to cut them all, man, because I know you, I can trust you, you know what I'm saying, we got history, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I ain't trying to cut nobody's throat, but at the same time, man, you got to move cautiously, man, because what you doing, people talking, and if they get to talking and your name get in the wrong ear, it's going to be all bad, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, I know. But looking back now, in retrospect, all that was falling on deaf ears because he was chasing the money. He was chasing the money, and the more people you supply, the more money you got coming out. So I remember having that conversation with him, man, and I also remember him not, his responses was giving me like more or less like, yeah, okay, all right, woo. But at the same time, I was also in the stage of my life too where, the money that, what he was bringing me was good. And then I started giving him money back. I started paying him. He was like, boom, because at first he was bringing me stuff off the strength. He was just giving it to me because he knew me. Probably, like I told y'all, he was probably, skimming off the top from somebody else's package and giving it to me. Because it ain't like he was going out there buying it himself. He probably was skimming off of other people's own, giving it to me. Playing it 50, both ends in the middle. He ain't no exception from the ones I was talking about in the other video. They all got their angles. You see what I'm saying? Somebody else might have had some weed coming in and he knew he was bringing it to him, so he'd take a little quarter off and bring it to me like, oh man, this on me, woo. All the time, he was just trying to get in my good graces. But by him knowing me from the street and then him hearing about my prison reputation, he knew the dudes respect me. So he knew if I got on his team where dudes see me giving him respect, dudes seeing me chopping it up with him, and then him saying, oh yeah, I know him from the street, it gave him a little bit more validity. So it's always going to be a give and take, man. People are not doing anything for no season. They doing it for a reason. So I understood that, and I knew what he was doing. I knew that by him saying he was cool with me, it was keeping the wolves up off of him as well. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point in time, dudes ain't really want to cross me. You know, so by them saying that, knowing that I was cool with him, dudes would probably more or less, if they had a beef with him, come to me before they go at him, right? So he knowing all this, he using all this to his benefit, because he done rubbed some dudes the wrong way already, and dudes already like, boom, you know, he ain't come through on what he said he was going to do, or either he ain't doing this for somebody who he's supposed to be doing it for, or either somebody want him to do something that he not willing to do. You know what I'm saying? So he had a whole lot going on, man, and I just was dropped right in the middle of the pot of all of that. So, you know, and like I told y'all, I remember an incident came along, man, after we was going grooving for a little while, man, and I'm making a little money or whatever, and then this old Bama, he gonna pull up on the dude and tell the dude, man, look, I know what you doing from banking, man. You can bring me some of the woo 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 woo. Bring my name up. Well, I ended up, you know, the dude came back and told me because he had that much confidence in me. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, I ended up going to the dude, you know, got in somewhat physical altercation where I'm choking, like, don't be bringing my name up to no police, woo woo woo. I'm already in a situation. So, you know, looking back now, it was already starting to go downhill, but I won't acknowledge it. And, you know, part of my greed was kicking in too. I'm making all this money all of a sudden, woo woo woo. You know, it's easy as gravy. Nah, it ain't never going to be easy and gravy. You may perceive that at a certain time, but it's always gonna be stuff behind the big picture. And I was ignoring all of those signs, man. And sure enough, man, it was going on for a good minute. Everything looked sweet, everything looked good, you know. I would hear this and hear that and try to bet it down and try to, you know, keep this out the air and, you know, keep dudes from talking and using his name. So I'm working overtime, you know what I'm saying, because it's beneficial to me. I'm steady being in his ear, letting him know, man, look, you moving reckless, man. You got to woo, 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 wah, wah, wah. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. It was crazy for a while. And then next thing you know, he turned around and come hit me with, you know, he getting ready to go on vacation, right? He need to borrow some money from me, because I had cash money, you know, hand over fist then, because I'm getting it. So he was telling me he need to borrow some money. I can't remember what it was. I know it was over $1,000. Now it was either $1,000 or $1,500, but he wanted to borrow the money, cash money, because he said he was getting married and he was going on vacation, and he was wanted to take his people on vacation to Jamaica. But if I loan him the money, when he come back, he's going to bring me all this exotic Jamaican weed, and he's going to pay my money back. You know what I'm saying? For doing him a solid. So to me, it was like a win-win. I'm like, okay, all right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, man, I wouldn't even ask nobody but you, and da-da-da-da. Man, I get this cat that money. And lo and behold, little do I know, the heat is on him so much now because his name been popping so much that now the administration is hip to him. He know they hip to him because he got friends in the administration that like him too, and then whispered in his ear like, man, they say you doing this, they say you doing that, man, they gonna be, you know, they trying to turn you off, woo woo. So he get nervous and he get scared, and so he started plotting ahead. He ready. So now he's actually, you know, which I found out later, he's actually taking orders from dudes' packages that he not going to bring. And he just collecting this money, and he not going to even have no intentions on bringing it. Then, furthermore, he come borrow money from me because he already got a plan. So it ain't no telling how much money he got from different people with the false pretense that he going to bring them this, that he going to bring them that. And dudes know because he have been bringing things in. So dudes is going for it. Everybody's, you know, you been you know, fatting up for the kill now. So boom, he do all what he do, even get me, you know what I'm saying, for the little money, you know. And I had no reason to believe that he wasn't gonna pay me out of all people. Man, that man went on vacation, and his vacation lasted forever. Forever. He won't coming back. He had no intentions on coming back because he knew that they was plotting to get him, to catch him red-handed. So he left. But he made sure he left taking everybody's money. And what can you do? Who you gonna tell? Oh man, officer such stole my money. What you getting money for? How you getting? You in trouble now. So there was absolutely positively no you know, nothing you can do with that, man. Nothing you can do with that but just take it on the chin. Bang, bang, bang. Now, me, on the other hand, I had an exception. I knew him and I knew whereabout he stayed, and I knew people that knew him. I could have applied the pressure by telling the people that I knew on the street that may know him to find him and mop, you know what I'm saying, hit him upside the head, get my money back, you know what I'm saying, which I really wanted to do, but I had to refrain from that because of the simple fact I ain't want nobody on the street to get in trouble, but boom, boom, boom. But in my mind, especially in my young mind at that time, in my way of thinking, all I thought about was revenge, man. Like, man, he played me like that, man. He played me, he got me. But at the same time, did he get me? You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of things from him. I made a lot of money off of him. So it was like, you got to ask yourself, fair exchange ain't no robbery. You know what I'm saying? He may have did it his way and just escaped, but did he get me? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I felt like he did. Yeah, I felt like he did. So I even had reservations. I was like, even when, and that was years and years ago. But this how your mind work when you got that penitentiary mind. I was like, boom, I remember when I got out and I, you know, made parole and I'm on the street and everything, and his name popped up in my head. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna make him give me that money. If I run into him, I'm gonna, you know, or I should look for him, or I should, you know, I had to suppress all of that. You know what I'm saying? I had to suppress all of that and boom, boom, still take it on the chin. But he out here now, and he might be seeing this video now. If you run into me now, I still would advise you to have that money in your pocket, you know what I'm saying? You know, to make nice and make good, you know. But yeah, man, he got me like that, man. And I understood it. And then what makes this story even more strange, which I cannot confirm or deny, but I have a lot of knowledge to believe that this is accurate. Did the person that he was supposed to be marrying or did marry, whether they still married or not, I don't know, was like one of my high school girlfriends. Crazy, one of my high school girlfriends, man. You know, so I don't even know. So that was like, you know, even more, you know, boom, I robbed her, man. I, you know, ran off with your old girl and went and got married and had my honeymoon with some of your money. It was just insane, man. It was insane to even think about, which, you know, further, you know, made me even more blood mad in there. I'm like, boy, if I ever see him, man, oh yeah, he, you know, but you gotta suppress that, man. In prison, man, you gotta suppress a whole lot of things just in order to survive, or just in order to get through another day. Because if you dwell on it, it'll eat you up from the inside out, man. It's like, you know, it's like termites, man. They eat from the inside out, man. And you got to be able to let it go, man, and just keep moving forward. But that was a crazy situation, man. Very, very crazy situation. Other situation that happened was, again, with someone that I knew prior to being incarcerated from the streets. This was a female, right? But the female that I knew, I really knew her. She was a kid, and I really knew her brother. I had went to school with her brother, right? She had grew up, you know, grown woman, married, kids, all this and all that. And then, you know, me leaving one institution, and I come back to the institution. When I get back to the institution, she is already a female officer there, right? Now, I hadn't seen her since she was a kid, so I didn't know who she was, even as a grown woman. When I see her, the face recognition wasn't the same until she acknowledged who she was, and, you know, da-da-da-da-da. So now we cool, we all right, you know, and I'm, you know, checking on, you know, well, what's going on with such and such? What's going on with that? How he grew up? Who he married? What, you know, all of that type of stuff. So it was all good, man. I thought she was a cool person, but, you know, I used to hear this and that and third about it, you know, like, you know, maybe she do this, maybe she do, you know. When you're in penitentiary, man, everybody got a little, what they call a bone on them. A bone is a reputation. A bone is a rumor. You know, everybody got a little bone on. So the rumor about her was certain things that she into, certain things she ain't into. But I heard that dudes could even talk to her about possibly bringing something in. Didn't ever heard that she bought nothing in or she into that, but I heard that you can conversate with her. That's a lot, because if you can conversate, you can probably, you know, get something done. You know what I'm saying? Because most of them that ain't with it, you come at them with that, or you try to conversate or come at them with bringing something in, this, that, or the third, you going straight to jail. That's just how it is. They going to go tell on you off the rip. What? Oh, break the radio. Since I just propositioned me, we need you down here. Yeah, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of stuff. So it's really, you know, tested, man, to be pulling up on officer, male or female, with trying to, you know, proposition them with anything, because all at the drop of a dime, they turn on you. That's a wrap. So with her, it was like, man, we was cool, but I never crossed the boundaries. I never asked her that, but she always was cool with me. We always talk about home and talk about people we knew, or that, and the third. So at this particular time, I was shaking and baking, man. I was getting a little money, and I had got word, you know, me and my dude Suge, man, was getting that money. Shout out to Suge. I had got word that the people was getting ready to run down on me, right? And I was coming from the gym, and somebody had gave me the heads up that they gonna be waiting for me. And I'm walking around penitentiary at this time like I'm, you know, Big Willie or something. I got all this money on me. I got cash money on me and everything. So when I got the word of that, she was working in the area that I was in at the gate, and I pull her to the side and I ask her, can I holler at her? So I holler at her and I tell her, look, man, you know, people get ready to, you know, run down on me, strip search me and all this and all that, man. I got something on me. Can you hold it for me? And like I say, that's taking a risk there, even though I know her. That was from a kid. I don't really know her. But she revealed herself then. She was like, what is it? I told her it's just money. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, give it to me. And that was it. I gave it to her. She took care of it, man. I went, showing up, they was waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? Scrap me down, shake me down, naked, all this stuff, go out through my cell, all this. I'm clean, I'm good. You know, and the next day or so, I see her and she give me all the money back. Nothing missing, nothing. So I was like, boom, okay, she's solid, you know. So from that point on, we had a cool bond, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like I could trust her because of the fact that I knew her and knew her people, you know. Oh man, I could remember then, man, you know, as time went on, I still ain't propositioned her to do nothing. Although I started hearing little whispers about da. But I never did proposition her to do nothing. But I ended up getting transferred off the compound. Part of the reason was because of the simple fact, like I say, you know, they couldn't really, you know, get me in nothing and da. So I leave and I came back years later. Still there. You know what I'm saying? Way more seniority under her belt, way more knowledge of the penitentiary, how it moves, how it operates, way more of the flammery and the larceny and the skullduggery and tomfoolery than been saturated in her, you know, her pores, you know. So now she, like most of them, she want that dollar, you know what I'm saying? And this was around the time I talked about before too. When I come back now, I'm on there with Dirty, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Dirty. And they, you know, the organic conversation came up between me, Dirty, and Star about a cell phone. I pulled straight up on her about the cell phone because I knew her. I.e., boom, 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 bada bing, bada bang. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, then once all of that transpired, and then we started to doing, you know, what we do, trying to get some money in penitentiary, trying to survive, trying to, you know. So I'm going, you know, I'm asking her for certain things because she know people that I know. So I'm hollering at people that I know now because I got the cell phone. Look, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you hit off such and such? You know her? Yeah. Boom. She up here. She work here. I can send her to you, you know, and all of this, all of that. So it's all rolling. It's all going smooth. It's all going smooth. Till it don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, I knew her brother before I knew her. I went to school with him, man. It was cool. He accomplished a lot in life, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, big dude, real big dude. You know, I don't want to give up too much detail, but real big dude. You know, went to college, was successful, you know, made it to the NBA. You understand? For a little bit. Left there, went and played overseas for even longer, right? During this time, you know, all of his travels and worldly experiences or whatever, evidently, you know, living that life where you get money, you got, you know, girls, this, then third, you know, you started indulging other things, and he started indulging in getting high. So now he getting high, and he got a habit, you know, in his, you know, after years of retirement and all of this. Unbeknownst to me, I don't know, because I only knew him through high school. I don't know his journey, because my journey been in penitentiary. So we went, you know, separate ways, you know. So, I'm doing certain things with her, you know, she facilitating certain things for me, which she is definitely being compensated for, if not overly compensated for. And I remember one time something was supposed to transpire, and I had, took care of it. My end took care of the money and everything, this, that, and the third. And as I'm waiting for it. Now, mind you, when things like this go on, you got other people that's waiting on this too. Other people may have got in the car with this. Other people may have a vested interest in this. So all of this hinges on the transaction actually happening. So while we waiting and now time is going by and it ain't nothing facilitated, then questions have started being asked and pressure has started being applied, and I'm like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I pull up on them and try to find out what's going on. What's up, man? This ain't happened. This was supposed to happen. What's it? What, blah, blah. Tell me it's gone. I say, huh? Huh? It's gone. What you mean gone? I mean, what? I had it, I got it, I picked it up, I didn't want to take it in the house, I got a husband, I don't want to know what I'm doing, and I try to leave it in my car, but, I ain't tell you this, but, my brother, he got a real bad habit, he been strung out for years, and he squandered all his money, with this habit he got, and he be stealing from me and borrowing from me, and he came over the house and he checked my car, whatever, and he found it and he took it. That's the only excuse I know that it's gone, and I know he had to take it because somebody told me he was over my house that day, and he never came in, so I was just assuming he took it. So I'm still like, huh? Huh? So it was just because I got other people that's got something to do with this. Now all of the weight falls upon me. Now in prison, like I say, your word is your bond. You know what I'm saying? Without your word, you ain't got nothing. So I'm like, man, because it put me in a real messed up situation. I was trying to understand her situation, and she was like, man, it ain't, I'll replace it. You ain't got no way to replace it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you gonna go out there and cop that from nobody or whatever. So it's like crazy, but you have already been paid. Well, the money I got paid with, I paid my bills, I did this, I did that, but you can wait, and when I get paid, it was just a mess, man. And I was like, oh man. But being it is somebody I know, and I'm going by what I think her intentions was, did I think her excuse was valid? Did I think she was being honest? For all of that, I was like, more or less I did, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't change the fact that I was in a bind. You know what I'm saying? I was in a bind, and I needed to come out of that bind, so I wouldn't have to be trying to explain, because I ain't doing a whole lot of explaining, because the pressure get applied to me. Out come to Bethlehem is going to be my explanation. Get up out my face, man, so I didn't want to go through none of that, so it was tricky, man. It was crazy. I ended up having to go through another route. I ended up having to take a loss. It was just a wild situation, man. So, these are the things that's going on in there, man. That's unbeknownst to the world, man. But there's a lot of flammery, skullduggery, larceny, trickery. All of this is being, going on when everybody from the outside is looking, thinking, oh, they in the penitentiary, they doing time, they doing what they supposed to do, and that's what they get, and that's what they deserve. And them police said they professional, they just doing their job, and they, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's more foolishness and intricate larceny and skullduggery going on in there than it just is equal, if not more, than out here in society. You know what I'm saying? It is a breeding place for opportunists. People come to work, and they come there knowing that they're going to be able to finesse, knowing that they're going to be able to get money, knowing that they're going to be able to trick dudes, knowing that they're going to be able to beat dudes. They come there for that because they have been told by people who already been there. Oh, man, you go work in the prison, man, you can get all types of money up out them people in there, man. They so desperate. They so thirsty. They so hungry, man. Everything in there is 3 times more than what it is out here on the street. 3 times. If it costs $5 out here, it's $15 in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? If it's worth $5 out here, it's worth $15 in the penitentiary. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man. You could go out here on the street and buy an ounce of weed for whatever it is out here now, but even like back then, $80, $100. in the penitentiary, man, you're going to pay about $500 for that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get that base. But then they going to take that $500 and break that down and make about $3K. Yeah, this is what it is. A pack of cigarettes in prison before I left prison, by cigarettes being outlawed, before I left prison, man, in order for you to get a CO to bring you in a pack of cigarettes, man, you had to give him probably about $150, some of them $200 for one pack of cigarettes. But they're going to take that pack of cigarettes and break it down, chop it up, divide it in so many ways, man. They probably going to make about 3-4 G's off of it. You understand? 3 or 4. Yes, this is real life, man. This is the hustle in there. This is how hard the hustle is. And this is why these COs is in powerful power positions, is using all of this to their benefit, because they see the dollar signs. They see the dollar signs. Whatever they're getting paid a month, whatever they're getting paid every 2 weeks, whatever it is nothing compared to what they can make by, doing the larceny. You know what I'm saying? Doing the trickery, doing the skullduggery, doing it, and then even more they making 100% profit when they just beat you. They just beat you off the rip, and dare you to tell on them, dare you to go. What you gonna tell? You gave me some money to bring in some drugs. Who you gave some? This is what you up against. This is what you up against, man. So it's a vicious game, man, and a lot of people indulge because a lot of people, is starving. A lot of people is hungry. A lot of people is greedy. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that plays a factor, man. So the game get crooked as it goes. It get more and more wavy, and people still dive in like double dutch. They dive in anyway because they see the money. They see the money, man. And now, right before I left, you make more money off of tobacco than you can make off of cocaine. Then you can make off of crack. Then you can make off of dope. Then you can make off of anything. Weed. Tobacco. And that's even lower on the totem pole of felonies if you get caught. It's only tobacco. It was just legal. Now they just said it's illegal in prison. But on the street, tobacco is not even illegal. So the court is going to look at that as it's penitentiary stuff. So that makes tobacco even way more valuable. You know what I'm saying? Way more valuable. Man, a dude get a pound of tobacco in prison that you can go out here in a tobacco store and buy for $12 to $20. Man, you talking about 15 to possibly, depending on where you at, 15 to 20K for $20. You weigh the odds out. 20K for tobacco. Yeah, not even real cigarettes. The tobacco, the flavor of tobacco, menthol, probably 5K. You know what I'm saying? Probably 15K, 15, 20K. If you get menthol, you probably get 20K. If you get regular, you probably get anywhere 15, 16, 17, 18K for a $20 bag. By it being broke down and resold in small amounts. It's a hard thing to turn down, man, especially for a greedy person, especially for opportunists. You know what I'm saying? So that's the dynamics in there, man. But yeah, they got your old boy. They got your old boy twice. You know what I'm saying? But it just happened to be two people I knew, and one of them I couldn't reach, and the other one I sympathized with. But yeah, I got. You know what I'm saying? I got. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But those were scenarios in which it happened. But yeah, man, it's a dangerous game in there, man. It's the game that's being played. It's survival of the fittest in there, man. And dog eat dog world, man. And you got to get it how you got to get it, because at the end of the day, when them doors close at nighttime and your stomach is growling and touching your back, and you ain't got no money on your books, and you ain't got nobody sending you nothing, man, what you talking about? What you talking about? And then you better not have no seller who do got something and is eating, and you got to sit up under that pressure and just smell that food, smell that aroma. Ramen noodles smell like filet mignon. Man, you wanna kill your seller. He ain't did nothing to you, but just try to survive. You know what I'm saying? So Man, it's crazy in there, man. It's crazy, man. This is why I implore y'all, man, to stay free, young fellas, young queens, young kings. Stay free. This is an insane life, but it is a real life for the people who have made mistakes or the people who have made the wrong turns, man. So, yeah, man, please, please understand this, man. This is not no fantasy right here. This is real life. You know, and it's more. It's a lot more. Just with this scenario alone, I can go on with, you know, countless examples, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I didn't even know that this was, like, really interesting to people, because to me, it was like, after a while, it was just common knowledge, common practice. This is how the game is. This is how I go, period. You know what I'm saying? So I have to keep in mind that y'all are not aware of some of these things, and y'all might be interested in some of these things, because some of these things just pass by my mind, because it's like, man, you know. But anyway, man, I wanted to drop this on y'all. I know when I noticed lately too, when I say anyway, I just wanted to drop this on y'all. Then when I'm in the live chat, the chat start doing like this, shh, because y'all know I'm getting ready to leave, so y'all get gone. So I'm gonna start tricking y'all. So you need to stick around till I finish my last and final statement. Yeah. But anyway, man, y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. I see y'all in 24 hours. Have safe holidays. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. And enjoy your family, man. And enjoy this freedom, man. Like I said, it's a blessing in every lesson. And the blessing is we are out here to be with our family during Christmas. I am out here to be with my family during Christmas. It is a beautiful thing. I'm getting ready to go see my grandbabies right now as we speak. You know, shout out Blue and Life. I'm on my way. Sherrod, King. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. So enjoy that, man. The blessing is, man, you don't have to be in there going through none of that stuff, man, if you just make good decisions while you out here, man. Don't let that get by you. That is very crucial, very important, man. Make good decisions while you out here, and don't never put yourself in that position. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Have happy holidays. I'll see y'all in a minute. And as always, boom, duck them hooks. And the Grinch, too.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young.
I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm going to have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.